Right, what we're looking at here is the clutch reservoir of a 1997 Rodeo four-wheel drive, and I think all this series is pretty much the same. This is the 2.8 turbo diesel. Now, the reason I want to show you this is I actually gravity cleared or flushed the clutch fluid last Saturday, which is a week ago. Because not that you'd know that, but it's now Saturday, and I used .3 Penrite. That's it there. Now I didn't use a funnel. What I found was that luckily for this vehicle it actually fits under there, and as you can see, tips in quite nicely, very little risk of spilling, and that's it. Now, not sure whether you can see it, but that is the colour. Now it's probably it looks a bit darker on the film, but that is certainly a dirty brown colour, and that's only, as I say, after a week. Now it goes to show just how filthy this was. Now I take full responsibility for the fact that I was just bone lazy. I do the brake fluid reasonably often, and I just didn't, for some reason, think about the clutch fluid. Now what I'll show you here, this is what came out of, I'll try and get around here so you can actually see it. That's what came out of the reservoir last week. I pulled it out with a turkey baster, and I gotta see it. It's just disgraceful what it is. That's just the residue, and the rest that came out through the slave cylinder. Put the lid back on that because we all know what brake fluid does too. So I'm showing my mum's plants here. We all know what brake fluid does to paint. Right, now under the car, sorry for all the jumping around. Right, now there's the slave cylinder. I've already connected the hose, and that's going down through a slightly longer than necessary plastic tube into a bottle. Now I haven't got any fluid in the bottom because, as far as I can work out, if you're bleeding the system for air, I would put clean fluid into the bottom, but with actually flushing the fluid through, I think it's better just to put it into an empty jar or something. It doesn't have to be into a container like this, but just to stop it becoming a mess. Now, sorry, I'm going to try and change hands here. Right, now I've already cracked the bleed nipple, and so you can actually turn, once you've done that, what I found is it's actually easier just to turn it using the hose, and then you can see, or hopefully, here we go, you can actually see the fluid going down into the hose, and it'll feed its way around into the bottle. Now, so that's quite effective, and anyway, it'll take a little while to actually run that out, and it's just too hard with one hand. Right, anyway, that's just a basic view of what I've done. What I'll do quickly is go back up and check the system, check the reservoir, because it does come out, it does actually empty that reservoir quite quickly once it starts coming out. And right, there it goes, it's actually going into the bottle now. Oh, if I can get my head around here to see where the bottle is. Oh, there's my hand. Right, oh, there we go. Right, yeah, I think you can just see it there dripping in, and of course we don't want to let the reservoir empty out. So the one thing I would say is if you have pressed the clutch down and it's down on the floor, pull it back up by hand before you do this. It does actually bleed out a lot faster with the clutch in the up position away from the floor. Right, okay, thank you.